As you've probably guessed, you're watching PowetToys.
Action figures.
Today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Toys R Us exclusive movie Mudflap. Now, this is a pretty well received repaint of the original Transformers Cybertron Mudflap. That's this guy right here. He is also known as Demolisher in Transformers Galaxy Force. And it's sort of funny that this repaint is so well received because the original Mudflap was pretty much a shelf warmer. For months and months, toy aisles from retailer to retailer were just lined with Cybertron Mudflaps, and they could not move that product. Now, to the point where at BotCon 2006, the Hasbro designers actually showed us the color sheets of a repaint for the figure. And that did not come out because it was canceled due to the poor reception of Cybertron Mudflap. Now, from what I can tell online, it looked like that repaint was going to be called Landslide, but that name was later used instead for a Minicon 2-pack, who also came with Kobushi, I believe his name was. Now, a lot of collectors sort of felt the Cybertron Mudflap gave off a bit of a G1 hotspot vibe due to the blue color and sort of the crane, which was sort of similar to a ladder, since G1 hotspot was a fire engine. Now, the Transformers movie Mudflap, the figure we're talking about today, is very reminiscent of G1 Erector. The ill-named Micromaster Transport also featured a very similar color scheme of white, yellow, and some black trim. He also fits in with the theme we've been seeing in Transformers Universe, where very small original figures have been updated into these much larger figures, such as Power Glide, a G1 Minibot, being made into a Transformers Universe Ultra class figure. And his repaint, Stormcloud, the original Stormcloud, is actually a Micromaster. Now, we've talked enough about Mudflap's background for now. Let's take a look at some of his features in vehicle mode. Because he came originally from the Transformers Cybertron line, he came with a Cyber Planet key, which unlocked different features or gimmicks on the toy itself. There's a good view of the Decepticon logo on the key that comes with movie Mudflap. But let's take a look at some of those features right now. The first feature we look at on Mudflap is the crane arm. It can lift up just like that, and the little cab that controls it rotates as well. Now I'm going to flip it to the side so you can see this white piece. If you push forward on the white piece, the crane will extend. It can go all the way out to there. Now, on the bottom part of this little white piece, you can see a little slot, and that's for our Cyber Planet key that I showed you earlier. So we're just going to slide this in like so, and when we push it forward, or rather into the slot, the little saw blade flips out. I'll show you that one more time. Push the key in, and the saw blade will flip out. Pretty neat. It's called his Molecule Edge saw in the bio, which I'll refer to later. But another feature of Mudflap here, if I can get the cyber key out, there we go, is right on the front cab. You can see a little slot for a cyber key right there. So if we insert the cyber key in the slot, just like that. You can see this piece flips out on the side of the cab. And in here you can see sort of that crosshairs where a missile would go. And in the past 5 minutes I've lost another missile. I am incredibly jinxed, apparently. But you can fire the missile. There's a little lever on the side that will trigger that to fire. So we can just put that back in place and it will lock in when you take the key out. That is about all of the gimmicks for Mudflap's vehicle mode. So let's take a look at the transformation. Mudflap's transformation is fairly straightforward. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the front part of the top part of the cab rather. We're going to pull up on it. And you can see it sort of pivots over to one side. We're going to push it in that direction and then push it down so it looks like that. And then we're going to do the same to the crane cab. We're going to pull up on it and it's going to pivot over to one side like that. Or we're just going to push it in that direction and it'll go down just like that. And then I'm going to pull the crane up just to get it out of the way for now. And we're going to pull this side up just like that, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And then we're going to rotate the entire piece so it's perpendicular. And then we're going to rotate the figure up like this. And right here you can see this is going to be Mudflap's chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to dislodge that, this piece right here, which will become a foot, and bring it down just like that. And we're going to do the same to the other side. Sort of dislodge it and bring it down. And what we're going to want to do is rotate the lower leg so that the tires are facing out. And then rotate this foot so the part that extends out is actually facing back toward yourself, or toward myself. And underneath you'll see this silver part. There's a little tab in back right there. And we're just going to push down on it and you can see this is going to form what I guess you would consider to be the toes of Mudflap here. We're going to do the same on the other side. Rotate the lower leg so the tires are facing out. Point the heel toward the back and flip out the toes. And now we're back at the arms. So the arms, we're just going to flip down like that, flip down like this. And there will be a little panel right here. Flip that down like that, and flip that down right there. And I'm just going to put this back so it's flat, because it's no longer in the way. We're just going to flip the arm up a little bit there. And one of the last things we're going to do is we're going to push the whole chest forward. And what that's going to reveal is the head. So we're going to flip the head up and pivot it so when we flip the chest back, the head is revealed. And that is more or less all there is to Mudflap's transformation. Let's see that again. Mudflap's bright yellow and white color scheme is in such stark contrast to his character bio that I want to read the bio for you so you can get an idea of that contrast I'm talking about. So, I'm going to read it right now. Mudflap long ago earned a reputation as one of the most vicious of the Decepticons. Known for turning his molecule-edged saw on the weakened or disabled Autobot warriors. Little does anyone suspect, however, but his cruelty arises from his own conflicted feelings about the war. For ages he has doubted the Decepticon cause, and secretly yearned to join the Autobots. his reputation is so monstrous that Optimus Prime would never trust him. And so, he is condemned to continue serving Megatron and take out his frustration on his captives. And that's the end of the bio, but it's such a dark and really interesting bio, far from the norm, that I thought it was interesting for such a brightly colored figure that there weren't maybe any dirt paint apps or anything to darken the figure at all. But I just thought that was something interesting that was worth pointing out. And with that, we're just about out of time. So I want to remind you that we think you deserve the most accurate reviews possible. So we at PowetTV and PowetToys only review final versions of products. No betas, no demos, no pre-production samples. No products stolen from factories and bought on eBay. What you see is what you are going to get, because we get it at the very same place. And remember to check out PowetTV for all of your news on gaming, comics, toys, movies, music, and a whole lot more. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to email me at crazy@PowetTV. And remember, kids, open your toys. Our Mudflap here gets it.